Hi guys! Welcome to day 22 of the Disney Storybook Collection Advent Calendar. Let's see what day 22 is. Let's see the book. Can you find number 22? There it is, yellow ornament. The Disney Pixar Onward! Yay! Let's get started. Disney Pixar Onward. In a world where magic had been replaced by technology, Ian Lightfoot was a shy teenager elf who lived with his mom, Laurel, big brother Barley, and their pet dragon Blazy. Ian and Barley's dad had passed away when the boys were very young. Ian missed his dad every day and wished he could talk to him for real. On Ian's 16th birthday, his mom had a surprise for him. Ian and Barley's dad had left a special gift for them, which was only to be opened when both the boys had turned 16. Outside was a real wizard staff, a rare phoenix gem, and a visitation spell. They would allow Ian and Barley to bring back their dad for one day only. Up in Ian's bedroom, the brothers tried the spell and suddenly a beam of light shot out of the staff. Then the father's shoe and sock materialized. But Ian was struggling to hold the staff steady. Barley tried to help, but the gem exploded. They thought the spell had failed until they heard something rustling in the wardrobe. It was their dad, but only his bottom half. His legs staggered around, and Ian was upset to see his father's confusion. Barley tapped out of rhythm on Dad's shoes, just like he'd done as a child. Dad tapped his foot in reply and placed his foot on Ian's. He knew his sons were with him. Now Ian and Barley had to find another phoenix gem to retry the spell before sunset. But first they had to get a map so they knew where to look. "We'll start at the place where all quests begin," said Barley. "The Manticore Tavern." Manticore was a legendary 1,000-year-old warrior. Ian had his doubts, but the three Lightfoot men piled into Genevieve Barley's truck and drove off. Along the way, Ian used old clothes to make an upper body for Dad. When they arrived at the tavern, they found it was now a family-friendly restaurant hosting birthday parties and karaoke. And the Manticore, now better known as Cory, was no longer the fearsome beast spoken about in legend. Barley asked Cory for the map, but she refused. Cory now believed quests were dangerous. Barley remembered Cory that she used to take risks and live for adventure. Realizing she was living a lie, the Manticore cried out, "What have I become?" Then she blew fire around the tavern, burning everything modern. Suddenly, a flaming wooden beam started falling toward Dad. Using the staff, Ian was able to use a levitation spell and save him. On a menu, which was based on the original map, Barley found a clue that led to Raven's Point, so they jumped into Guinevere. On the way, they need to get gas. As Ian was filing up the gas can, he heard Dewdrop, the leader of a motorcycle club of tough-talking sprites called Pixie Dusters, arguing with Barley. Then Dad accidentally bumped into the Pixie Dusters motorbikes and they all fell over. The sprites were furious. Ian, Barley, and Dad jumped in Genevieve and managed to get away. However, they were soon pulled over by the police. Ian used a disguise spell to cloak himself, and Barley is an image of Officer Bronco, their mom's boyfriend. But the spell came with a rule. If Ian lied, a part of the disguise would disappear. The plan worked until one of the officers called Barley a screw-up. When Ian disagreed, one leg vanished with a heavy heart. Barley knew Ian had lied. Having got away from the police, Ian tried to explain that he didn't think his brother was a screw-up, but Barley knew magic didn't lie. Barley turned on the music in the van and got out. "I don't know how any of this stuff works," exclaimed Ian. "All I know is everything we've done tonight has gone wrong." "It's gone wrong because you won't listen to me," replied Barley. Suddenly, Dad started dancing to the vibration of the music. He strutted over to the boys and got them dancing too. With the tension broken, Barley said he wanted a chance to prove himself, and Ian agreed to do things his way. Meanwhile, worried about her sons, Laurel went to the burning tavern where the Manticore told her about their quest. The tavern owner then remembered about the Phoenix Gem curse, which she'd forgotten to mention to Barley and Ian. The only thing that would help against the curse was her enchanted sword, the Curse Crusher. They raced to the shop where the Manticore had pawned it and managed to get the sword back at an inflated price from the greedy owner, Grecklin. Back on the quest, Ian, Barley, and Dad had reached a statue of Raven. Barley realized that the clue wasn't leading them to Raven's Point. It was telling them to go where the ravens were pointing. Sure enough, when they looked in the direction the statue pointed, they could see another raven in the distance. Ian was impressed. Maybe his brother had been right all along. Following where the raven were pointing, they eventually came to another raven that stood near a river. There was a loose stone on it, which Barley pulled out. The strange symbol on the stone gave him an idea. "We'll go to the end of the water and we'll find the Phoenix Gem," said Barley. Ian, Barley, and Dad followed the river into a cave. Using magic, Ian made a raft from one Barley's cheese puffs. Along the way, Ian practiced other spells. He felt more confident that he would be able to perform the visitation spell again and finally meet his dad. At that moment, Barley shared a sad memory when their dad was in hospital. Barley was too scared to go into his room to say goodbye. Barley sighed. "That's when I decided I was never going to be scared again." The river ended the entrance to the final gauntlet. Barley said the Phoenix Gem would be on the other side. They ran through the tunnel and entered a small chamber, which started to fill with water. The boys guided Dad to a portal opening. They climbed through it into the sunlight above. But they discovered they were back in New Mushroom Town, right where they'd started. "No, that doesn't make sense," exclaimed Barley. "This has to be where the gem is. I followed my gut." Ian was crushed. He trusted his brother and it had gotten him nowhere. Ian walked away with Dad, leaving Barley alone. Ian sat on a cliff as the sun began to set and pulled out the list of things he'd wanted to do with his father. He was about to scribble them all out when Ian realized something. He'd already done them all. Not with Dad, but with Barley. He thought about all the times during his life that his brother had encouraged him, had fun with him, and helped him become a better person. Barley had always been there for Ian. Now Ian would return the favor. In the meantime, Barley noticed that the stone from the raven statue fit perfectly in the old fountain. It opened up and a hidden chamber revealed the Phoenix Gem. Ian returned to help, but suddenly a smoky mist poured out of the fountain. It was the curse. The fire-breathing beast stomped toward Barley. "Run!" he shouted to Ian and Dad. Then dark shape swooped down from the sky. It was the Manticore, wielding the Curse Crusher, with Laura riding on her back. While Laurel and the Manticore battled the dragon, Ian put the Phoenix Gem in place and cast the visitation spell. This caught the dragon's attention. Barley wanted to distract it so Ian could finally meet Dad. "No!" exclaimed Ian. "You say goodbye. I had someone who looked out for me, someone who pushed me to be more than I ever thought I could be. I never had a dad, but I always had you." Ian hit the dragon with a spell as Laurel tossed the Curse Crusher to him and he plunged it deep into the curse. The dragon exploded in a blinding flash. Suddenly there was another burst of light. Ian saw Dad fully materialize in front of Barley. Tears filled Ian's eyes as Barley and Dad talked. When the sun set, Dad hugged Barley and then disappeared. Barley told his brother how proud Dad was of Ian. Ian smiled. "Well, I owe an awful lot of that to you." "He kind of sent that to you," said Barley. "Oh, and he told me to give you this." Barley gave his brother a big hug. The quest had changed the Lightfoot family. Each of them had discovered things about themselves they hadn't known before, and the experience of seeing Dad return, even briefly, had brought the family closer together than ever. No matter what was to come, they would always have each other to lean on. The end. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and also don't forget to check out our other videos and playlists. Thanks for watching. Bye!